Well, James Horwell in his 4th season playing for Harlequins since moving from the Queensland Reds. One of the co-captains alongside Chris Robshaw. One of the interesting selection choices made by Paul Gustard is this man coming in at 10. James Lang brought in at standoff in place of Marcus Smith due to the fact that he kicks a longer ball, and they will be looking to control proceedings down here at the Rec this afternoon through that boot. Matt Simmons, in his 1st season of the club since moving from Wasps, returns to the starting lineup. This will be his 13th start of the season. But this afternoon, he must do battle against the man who brought up his 150th appearance for Bath. Dave Atwood leads out Bath here. His 150th appearance coming up against Northampton Saints last weekend. But he gets to come out and salute the Bath crowd. Moving to Bristol next season, of course. But a loyal servant here down at the Rec for many years. And the programme all about this man too. Will Chudley, skippering the side this afternoon, leads out the remainder of the team onto the pitch with those mascots. Freddie Burns in for the injured Darren Atkins, who went off after just 20 minutes against Northampton Saints a week ago. Freddie Burns playing a full hour at Franklin's Gardens. Bath just losing the control late on in that one, and in the end paying the price as they lost by the odd point. Jamie Roberts scored a try in the reverse fixture, won by Bath, 37 points to 32. The man in charge down at the Stoop in the 3rd round was Matthew Carley, and he's in charge again. Here, his 81st Gallagher Premiership game. Yeah. Anthony Woodthorpe and Robert Warburton running the lines with Graham Hughes, our TMO. Todd Blackadder up in position, ready to observe. So it is James Lang to get us underway, and excellent hang time on that start. And Freddie Burns tries to get in on it, but immediately the ball ripped away, and Joe Marchant gets possession for Quins. Great position here for Robshaw to drive into Atwood. Tackle is made. Mulcrone scavenging for it. Manages to secure possession again, but this is a positive start for Harlequins. Just the start they would have been looking for. Lang pops the ball off and dancing back inside. Another opportunity early here for Joe Marchant to take the contact. Robshaw pops the ball off once more. Quins, though, not able to get any real momentum forwards here, as James Horwell tries to change that. Running into Francois Lowe on this occasion. Still not over that gain line as the ball is collected this time by Alexton Brandt. Fired out to Horwell. Tackling and defence superb against Northampton Saints in that first half a week ago. Only 3 points scored by the Saints, who'd run in over 60 against Sale just a week beforehand. Robshaw trying to get Quins on the front foot, but they are finding themselves moving backwards, almost on their 10-metre line now, as Tom Dunn comes in to make a dual tackle there with Zach Mercer. Shipped out again, Chisholm managing to shift the ball. Ball is laid off once again. Aliyah carries that one forwards. Lang finally turns to the boots. Once again, really good hang time. Earl went for it, lost it in the tackle, but it's off a Bath hand. Freddie Burns didn't feel that it did come off his hand. Matthew Carley disagrees, and the opening scrum of the match will go to Quins. Well, Freddie Burns going up for the challenge, took his eye off the ball, probably why he didn't feel that that went forwards off his hands, but the ball definitely did go forward off the Bath player, and so Matthew Carley giving the scrummage the way of the visiting team.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Penalty conceded.
Hitting down, number 3. Hitting down.
And that is first blood to Lewis Boyce up against Henry Thomas. And he'll be looking to impress today, not only his current employers, as this is only his second start of the Gallagher Premiership season, but also future employers in the shape of Bath from the summer. Lang's nudge into touch doesn't quite find the sort of purchase that he wanted, but Harlequins still with an excellent attacking opportunity here.
Quins, show your numbers, please.
From the line out then, Aliyah picks out James Hallwell. The ball is collected well by the co-captain. Quins looking to roll the ball, but they haven't managed to get very much forward traction on this. Mulcrone knows he's probably going to have to fire it out. Aliyah is brought to a standstill, so the ball now does have to be used. Tapwai up against Priestland, he makes the tackle. Ball set well again. Mulcrone ushers runners to come round, and Hallwell's the first to go, tackled by Dunn. Well over 100 tackles from Tom Dunn so far this season. Bath's discipline so far excellent on the tackle line. Ball shifted again, this time to Will Collier in his 8th season at Quins, taking the contact. Lang tries to dart back inside, very nearly half breaking through the line. Ball shoveled off this time to Chris Robshaw. They know that they will want to create and to finish in this situation. Points imperative, and Bath's tackling becoming ever more desperate. Ball popped into open play, very nearly punching a hole down the side of the ruck. Mulcrone just dobs it up into the hands of Hallwell. Patient this, Simmons goes low, he's tackled, held up just 2 meters short of the line. Mulcrone has options, very nearly picked up. Chudley will be penalised, and it was a genuine knock-on from Will Chudley.
No, he hasn't. If the TMO sees different, he'll come to me.
Harlequins posing the question.
You need to give yourself more room, but I just felt that you were hitting down. Okay, so we need to see that flat picture.
Chudley going for it, and he knows he would have been away. So disappointed. Outstretched hand, just couldn't quite stick.
We need a high bind from this player, okay? Let's go,
Result
Quins.
Put into Quins. Great early pressure here from the visiting team. Just the way that you want to start a match on your travels. High hanging kickoff. Ball won back by Joe Marchant. And since then, it's been all Quins. So far, the scrummage has been untidy.
I'll come here.
Two front rows, Nathan Catt, Tom Dunn and Henry Thomas. Up against Lewis Boyce, Aliyah and Will Collier.
Guys, we all need to
Dave Atwood and Elliot Stuke in the second row for Bath. Matt Simmons and James Hall lining up opposite them, and then Paul Grant, Francois Lowe, Zach Mercer against Ben Glynn, Chris Robshaw and Alex Dombrandt for Harlequins. A slight weight advantage for the visiting team, just a 22 kilo difference between them. In the front rows, it is very even indeed.
We said before the game we'd take patience on the first few scrums, okay?
We haven't moved. And again. They don't buy anything here, lads. They don't buy anything, Catty. Let's go. Here we go. Close on again. And you've gone. Here we go, boys. See? I'll come for you. Here we go. Second. Second. Let's go, Kane.
Crouch.
Okay.
Bind. Set.
Harlequins are repelled there, and eventually they do scramble the ball back, but Tapwai with so much work to do. Very untidy ball from the set scrum, but perhaps some options here. Dombrandt on the dummy run. Gets Francois Lowe out the way. Robshaw. Marshalled by Zach Mercer on that occasion. Keeping it short, trying to get these runners in around the fringes at the moment. Dave Atwood has to release it. Ball sent on its way again. Hallwell judders towards the line. Simmons again repelled by Tom Dunn and Atwood as well. Aliyah Tries to get his way through. Mulcrone comes back to the short side. Once again, held up just short, wriggling forwards towards that line. Bath managed to hold it up just short. Quins on the cusp of getting the opening score here. Round the fringes, over the line, and a try is scored. Chris Robshaw, the man who gets the touchdown. It has been the quintessential Quins start.
They were fighting. If that number 8 takes his hand off and the ball's there, it's out.
No, let's not stop there.
Chris Robshaw going over for the first time
Thank you for your effort.
in over a couple of years. Last try in the Premiership up against Sale back in 2016. Chris Robshaw, though, here. Just plucking and going. Support coming in. Thrust towards that line by Ben Glynn. Harlequins have the opening score, and one has to say it was an expected score as well, with the way that they have just ground Bath down here. James Lang, 76% success rate in the Gallagher Premiership, and on target once again here with his opening kick on goal.
Really hard for me on that last scrum. Yeah, but the ball came out. But you fought really hard.
So far,
Stay on side.
it has been utterly dominant from Harlequins. They have held onto possession 99% of the time.
Thank you, Rob. Good stop.
They've had all 100% there of territory spent in Bath's half. Bath with a restart from Priestland, and it goes to the edge of the 22, and Quins back into possession of the ball, which Nathan Catt tries to strip away from Horville but doesn't succeed. Mulcrone
Hold it, you're in front.
waits on that and then sends it to Lang, who launches it downfield where Freddie Burns can collect just outside his 22. He darts back outside for the supporting players. That ball kept short, and this time it's done up to halfway.
Foot play on.
What can Bath do here with their first time on the ball? Atwood. Tapawai trying to bring his former teammate down, and eventually does manage to haul him to ground. Kept short once again. Harlequins defence up very quickly indeed. Chudley to Atwood again. Runs in to Lewis Boyce this time. Won't spend any time as teammates. Mercer found on the outside by Jonathan Joseph with that delayed pass. Chudley again. Stoop. Bath finding the same issue as Harlequins, getting across that gain line. Burns rips it through to Roberts, flung out wide now. Back inside, Cooper Booner just gets over the gain line. Henry Thomas. Said again, Chudley, Burns. Flicked out of Priestland, took his eye off the ball though with Don Brandt on top of him. Don Brandt chips ahead, Marchant could pick up, Marchant's going to gallop away, and Quins score a second under the posts. Created by Don Brandt, finished by Marchant.
No, just hang on. No. Okay. Confusing.
Well,
Believe he's onside. Do we need to look again? No, okay.
Matthew Carley is asked
Stands.
whether he needs to take
Try
a look
stands,
at whether
onside.
Marchant was
Checked
onside. It's been checked though, he was. Quins have their second try.
Perfect, Husey.
9th of the season. That is his best ever return in the Premiership from Joe Marchant. He'd equalled his best with the try against Bristol a week ago, but plucked out of the air there by Don Brandt when Priestland had his eye on the defensive player. There was going to be absolutely no catching Marchant when he was away there. So Lang has chipped over the conversion, unsurprisingly, directly in front of the posts. Simple kick. Another 2 added. It has been a nightmarish start for the hosts here at the Rec. Bath have been blown away by Harlequins in the opening 12 minutes, and Quins lead 14-0. The ball knocked backwards by Matt Simmons.
Don't touch
Lewis Boyce has come in, and Elia picks up and goes. Nathan Earl barking orders from the right wing.
Use it!
Fergus Mulcrone.
9! Let's play! Take it in!
Be interested to see how his brother Charlie gets on here. Charlie Mulcrone hoists the box kick. Freddie Burns comes through, misjudges it. Cooper Vuna has to collect, and that ball into one hand from Cooper Vuna, but he's being driven backwards, and Quins on the front foot here. Bath needs something here, but that ball is lost by Francois Lowe, knocked forwards, picked up by Glynn, and Harlequins once again can make the most of this, but Joe Marchant is very worried about Mulcrone, who stayed down on the ground.
Okay, we got nothing. Sorry, just one.
Well, immediately Joe Marchant was flying in and raising his hand towards Matthew Carley there to say that there'd been a bad injury.
Perfect, thank you. So we're on advantage for a knock-on anyway, so it'll be a Quins scrum.
Harlequins know that they will have the ball.
Yep.
From the knock forward.
Yeah, no problem.
Matthew Carney having the treatment come in very quickly there.
Might have a minute or two here, guys. Might have 5 minutes. Yeah, no problem, thank you.
So here's what happened. Priestland and
Might have 5 minutes.
tackle coming in, and Joe Marchant head on the wrong side of the ball there from Charlie Mulcrone. Marchant coming in and hitting him at the same time, and I think immediately realising that he'd injured his own player. Paul Gustard will have been delighted with the way that things had started. He won't be so happy with what's happened to his scrum half here. Could lead to a change, which they weren't expecting. Dave Lewis getting himself warmed up here. Yet to see the upshot of this injury will be, but it does look as though Charlie Mulcrone will at least have to go off here in the early exchanges. Well, the number of unused internationals at present. It's quite a stellar lineup for Bath, sitting there in suits. Rocken Danguni been having a fantastic season so far. Alongside Max Clark, we saw Luke Charteris amongst others, Sam Underhill as well. Jonathan Joseph in the midst of a conversation here in amongst those Bath players who have been absolutely blitzed in the opening period here. Stretcher is on. Dave Lewis is on as well in the number 21 shirt. There he is in the midst of the fray. Second season since arriving here, the 29-year-old. Charlie Mulcrone is up onto his feet, which is good to see. A pat on the back from James Horwell. He will make his way across to see some medical attention. It is a blow for Paul Gustard, especially with the way that his team have started here. Dave Lewis has a job to do now, and the first duty that he'll have to perform will be putting the ball in. Fifth Gallagher Premiership appearance for Dave Lewis so far this season. All of them have come off the bench. This will be his longest run out though. Just 13 minutes into the match when that change has been forced on Quins.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Ball in, Quins Good quick channel ball back to Don Brandt. Lewis gets it across to Tapuai. Tapuai loses it though, and picked up by McConaughey. McConaughey can't quite force that ball away. Will Chudley was in support, but Bath have turned it over. Well, is that going to be the catalyst that they needed to get into this game? Burned with a flat pass into midfield where Elliot Stook is held up well. A maul is formed, so Quins, if they manage to hold it in there, will get the put in at the scrum. Bath have got the ball down and they're going to manage to get it out too. Zach Mercer fills in. Thomas. Priestland, advantage being played here, striding forwards. An exchange of pace there from Paul Grant, but he's not able to get the ball away quite as quickly as he wanted. Priestland comes in. Penalty is coming at the moment for Bath, and they will have the opportunity to presumably kick this one down into the corner. They've had absolutely no control in this match so far. They've enjoyed just 26% of possession in the opening 15 minutes, but now perhaps they can at least get a foothold.
Yeah, no worries, okay.
Miss Priestland has indicated they're going to kick at goal. And within his range so far this season. Only missed 4 kicks from the tee in the Premiership.
Really good on your side.
Well, they were a little reticent to let out a roar from behind the post there, the Bath faithful, but Rhys Priestland is on target. Bath are on the board. And, well, one does hope that that injury to Charlie Mulcrone, the Harlequins 9, doesn't have a pointed effect on the outcome of this game, because in the couple of minutes since he's gone off being injured, it has been all Bath. Now, really important here for Harlequins to try and find a response to those opening points that have gone Bath's way. Lang not too much on that, and picked up by Jamie Roberts, who scored a try on his return to the Stoop earlier on this season. A match that was dominated early on by Bath. Quins came back very strongly indeed late on, but weren't quite able to come back well enough to pick up victory. That high ball is well collected, and Bath come up with the ball. Ross Chisholm missing out on it. Elliot Stook collects and goes and crashes through Horwell. Over the gain line again go Bath. Penalty coming to the home side. Rhys Priestland chips off the outside of the boot. Jamie Roberts felt he was obstructed. They'll come back for the penalty anyway.
Tackler must release and move away.
It's looking like a different game at the moment. Quins will be pleased they have the cushion on the scoreboard. Bath looking to find a way back. Mike Brown thinking about leaping up and trying to pluck that one out of the air and feed it back into play, but touch has been found deep in Quins 22. Some big defending to be done here. Paul Gustard said ahead of the game that whilst he was very pleased with the attacking prowess his team have been producing in recent weeks, their defence had just been a little off as a consequence. We wanted to see an improvement of that. Well, their attacking has been right on point once again here. What's their defence going to do? Line out ball, clasped by Stook. Simmons trying to force his way through, but hasn't been able to really disrupt perhaps in the manner that he would have wanted. And Bath, well, now in the same maul, and so Quins have got to get back to defend that one. Robshaw waited well. Bath still rumbling forwards. Harlequins got to be very careful not to get penalised. Tom Dunn and Quins over the ball, and they've managed to turn it over.
knock-on is good here, Woody, but we've still got a little bit too low for my liking in the shortening of the bind, okay? So let's stay high and let's keep long.
Yeah, let's go. Extra. Go.
Well, Bath were in total control and they will be incredibly frustrated. In the end, they've allowed themselves to be turned over here. Turned over they were, though. Strum will have to put in here. 2 Harlequins.
Right, listen. It's fine to take your time, guys, but once I see everyone's down and I say crouch, let's react, okay? I'll give you time. Crouch!
We approach the end of the opening quarter here at the Rec. Bath 3, Quins 14.
Stay square!
Not a good heel, but Bath try and put the pressure on. Dombrandt picks up from the 8th position.
Not now, Bath! It's lost, no. Yeah.
Lewis under pressure. Boyce manages to scramble his way forward another couple of yards, and
Stay on side.
Dave Lewis looking for the protection.
Now use
Able
it.
to launch this ball forwards. Dave Upman putting the pressure on. Rory McConaughey goes up and collects the ball well. Glynn was in to make the tackle. Here goes Stook. Cuts through a line, manages to get half a yard there. Chudley picks and manages to feed Paul Grant. Good central position this for Bath. Burns keeps it short. Mercer waiting for it. Mercer cuts back inside. Evades a couple of tackles into the 22. Chudley again juggled there by Henry Thomas, but he does manage to clasp the ball back in. Priestland. Jamie Roberts flings it over the top to McConaughey. McConaughey trying to run around that outside, being well sheltered there by Freddie Burns, who ran a very clever line indeed to hold off the defence. Back inside to Stook. Held up here, just short. Chudley. Outward this time, repelled. Bath 10 metres short of the line. Chudley ducks back inside. Can't get isolated. Quins there very quickly indeed, but can't quite manage to get over the ball to turn it over. Mercer pops and goes again. Bath in a good attacking position here. Quins have at present held up a firm defensive line. Another pick and go, this time from Paul Grant. Bath keep it tight, edging towards the line, but the ball is lost forwards.
Knock on advantage.
And Harlequins come up with the ball. An advantage being played here as Robshaw rips it away. Lewis, Horwell help down the line.
Still playing.
Dombrandt.
Step. Thank you.
Well, at the
Use
moment,
the ball.
it's how clinical you are with your attacking chances. Quins have been incredibly clinical. That ball.
You move the ball and I think it's out. I'm going to say it's out. Knock on.
They will come back for the knock forwards. Quins will have the put in 5 metres from their own line.
Covered by a participant in the breakdown. If you move it to the side, we're going to say it's out, okay? Huh? Yeah, time off. Is that all right? Yeah.
As long as it's...
Must be under him. Under
So
a part of his
Quins
body,
turning it over. Ball picked up there by Robshaw. Carrying it forwards. Support coming in from Simmons as the ball is driven away. Quins trying to run it out of defence at that position.
Yeah, it's all. As long as the tight head must stay
Well, that
square
ball
at the start, okay?
was out.
Picture, and then I'll be able to see it. It's not a clear step for me. Okay?
The advantage have been played,
I told
however.
him he's got to start on the straight. You fight to stay square. It's a great picture that last one. Yeah. Let's go. You want that opportunity to play away on a knock-on, yeah?
It has remained very untidy at the set scrum throughout this game so far. Quins have the put in once again. It is another penalty at strong time for Harlequins.
Went underneath and we pulled him to the ground.
Nathan Catt is the player who's been penalised,
He's gone underneath.
along with Tom Dunn, and as a consequence, it is a bit of a giveaway opportunity here for Quins to clear their lines for free and survive that first foray that Bath have made into their 22. Lang finds his touch.
If I have a decision on the other side, I'm going to go with what I've got.
Alia prepares to hit his man. Richly being used throughout this season, all of their line-out jumpers. Simmons is the man targeted there. Lang carrying it back into the 22. Cooper Boona. And there was a poor communication there between him and Freddie Burns. The ball's knocked forward by Bath, and Quins come up with it. He watches on as that ball is passed out to Tapwai. Don Brandt was there. Here's McConaughey waiting for it.
Hold. Thank you.
Clears down Fields. Lang underneath it. Back inside to Mike Brown. Mike Brown looks to open it up, and Brown gets through the first tackle and gets over halfway before Atwood manages to make the tackle. Ball sucked in here. Lewis Boyce looking for it. Dave Lewis comes up with it, and Lewis manages to get right the way up to the 10-metre line. Pick and go there from Robshaw. Gets over the gain line. Quins once again looking menacing with the ball in hand. Chisholm throws that pass. It was very nearly collected by McConaughey. Alia unable to get on the end of it, and it'll be a Bath line-out.
Sure, if they come too far, stay where we are, I'll move them up, yeah? Okay, if they come too far away, stay where
Mike Brown, first opportunity he had with the ball in hand, manages to slice through the defence. Things as they so often do in front of Quins' mercurial fullbacks seem to just open up for him. Line-out ball collected by Paul Grant. Dunn carries it on, manages to make a little bit of ground out into the centre of the field. Chudley out to Priestland, who saw a little opportunity to dart through there.
Off the ball, 10.
Unable to make any real ground though. Handling kept alive for Freddie Burns, who dances through one gap and makes it to another. Support from Chudley. Chudley needs to get that ball across, tries to chip it through for Jamie Roberts rather than keeping the ball in hand for some reason there. And Bath cough up possession as a consequence. Ball has come loose though. Priestland feeds it up. Jonathan Joseph for the corner. A Bath score. We've had a moment of opportunism at the other end of the field, which resulted in a try for Joseph's opposite number, Marchant. Now some opportunism from Bath as they turn over when they had no real right to do so. And Joseph slides over in the bottom corner to get Bath their first try of the afternoon. All started from this Freddie Burns break. Brilliant acceleration, Chudley in support. Tried to put that ball onto his boot to feed it through to Priestland and shouldn't have done there. Great work from Jamie Roberts over the ball, and then Priestland coming up with it. It spiralled out the back of the ruck, and then he fed it across to Jonathan Joseph. No stopping JJ from there. Well, in the season beset by injury for Jonathan Joseph. Opening try in the Gallagher Premiership season, and he's become quite muddy in the process too, down in that bottom corner where it is particularly damp. Priestland knows every point's going to be important from the tee this afternoon. And groans went around the wreck as soon as he'd struck that one, as the ball drifts across the front of the post. So no extras added, but there's 6 points between the two teams now, thanks to that score from Joseph. Lang, whose restart kick-off right at the beginning of the game. One of the best hanging kicks I've ever seen, picked up by Marchant, and as a consequence, it resulted in what was really good play once again from Harlequins, and set them up, but it's Bath running it out of defence. McConaughey chips that one ahead. McConaughey up against Chisholm, who manages to come up with that one, feeds it back to Lang, but run out of defence, out the back of the hand. Beautifully done there to Nathan Earl, getting his first touch here. Hugely open rugby match here, perhaps more open than we expected. Chisholm takes it into contact there.
7 off, thank you.
Dave
Trapped
Lewis
it, Green, on your own.
looking for it. Glynn.
Use it. No.
Lewis hoists another up and under. It's being chased by Marchant. Freddie Burns is underneath it and getting across to Priestland. Comes back inside. Marchant was there with the tackle. Priestland sets the ball well. Chudley. Nathan Catt. Nothing to do but to carry that ball straight into contact. Chudley comes back again.
Just wait if you're in front.
Priestland launches it up into the air. Rob Shaw's the player who's waiting underneath it, and he collects it but loses it and loses it forwards. And that is a costly knock-on. Hand comes up from Harlequins co-captain. But all of that confidence and swagger that was ebbing through the Harlequins players at kick-off and after the opening 10 minutes when they had 2 converted tries to their name, slightly ebbed away. Charlie Mulcrone removed from the field of play after 13 minutes with a nasty collision, but he is now at least back onto the bench. Won't play any further part in the game, but good to see him pitch side once again. Penalty this time goes the way of Bath.
The first one by Bath. He's hitting down. You must start at higher.
Matthew Carney signals the penalty. Reece Priestland comes across, places the ball on the turf, calls for the tee. And Bath's 10 will have an opportunity to further slice into that Harlequins lead. Disappointment for Lewis Boyce, the player penalised on this occasion. Well, one wonders what Todd Blackadder, positioned behind the pillar there, and Toby Booth on your left, were thinking after the opening exchanges in this match. Found themselves 2 converted tries behind in the blink of an eye. However, they have clawed their way back, built a platform since the injury to Charlie Mulcrone, and Priestland is on target. It's 11 unanswered points from the home team. They're back to within 3. We played just over half an hour at the Rec, and this game is very much once again in the balance.
You need more, well, create more space if you need to, but I'm just seeing you coming down on top of it, okay? Stay on side here.
Lang. Loud call from Elliot Stuke as he waits underneath that one. That's one of the first players in there. Chudley. Waiting for it. Waiting for more protection here. Orwell getting in there to try and put the pressure on. Mike Brown's the player underneath it, and he ducks back inside and manages to slide through a couple of tackles. Once again, Nathan Catt, one of the players beaten Dave Lewis, not with the greatest of passes, but Rob Shaw has it. Simmons through the hands, gets it out to Nathan Earl. Loving life in a Harlequins shirt.
That's a tackle, let him go and move.
7 tries this season from Earl. Here's Rob Shaw. Carries the ball. Lewis again to Lang. Lang pops it off. Lovely little dancing run this time from Earl, coming back inside. Helped on its way. Chisholm. Bath's defence being stretched once more. Simmons had a great success since donning the Harlequin shirt after moving from Wasps. Dave Lewis once again goes foraging for that ball. Elia and straight into Henry Thomas on that occasion, who makes the tackle. Show and go. Tapawai helped on its way. Mike Brown eventually does come up with the ball. Brown out the back of the hand beautifully to Marchant. Marchant here. Marchant feeds back inside. Dombrandt will finish. Devastating counter-attacking play from Harlequins. Slick ball handling, expert finishing, and outstanding support play. Alex Dombrandt going over for the 5th time this season. It's Quins' 3rd of the afternoon. And having had to dig deep, they needed a response. 11 unanswered Bath points, but now they find it. And once again, Mike Brown only had the ball in hand 3 times. Each time he's done something a little bit special. This time it was the offload out the back of the hand, unselfishly slipped back inside from Joe Marchant, who could so easily here have dummied, but the presence to know that Dombrandt was in the clear. Superb footballing skills demonstrated. It is another fine try. No doubt about the conversion. Slap bang in front of the posts for James Lang. He's 3 from 3. Harlequins have their 3rd try. 33 minutes played here at the Rec.
5 seconds on the breakdown. Okay, don't push the limit.
This one,
5 seconds.
pick of the bunch.
They use it. You're calling players in. I'm not going to give you the benefit to bring them in, all right? Perfect, thank you.
Well, Paul Gustard has worn a frown for much of this first half in spite of the scoreline. I think the genuine concern for Charlie Mulcrone in evidence as soon as his scrum half went off in the 13th minute. Bath, well, that is poor execution. Reece Priestland straight out from the restart, and it is the sort of basic errors week in, week out. And both Toby Flood and Todd Blackadder know their team can ill afford. Well out from Reece Priestland, and puts his team immediately on the back foot, a place they can ill afford to be.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Yet another set scrummage collapses before the ball goes in.
There. Come across.
Will Collier up against Nathan Catt. They will have to come across.
I know he's starting to go, but as soon as that goes down, I can't reward you. I know.
Nice and square. Let's go. Here we go, Quins. Let's go. One more, sir. Let's go.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Penalty goes against Quins.
His feet have gone from underneath him, look. He needs to bring his feet up.
Will Collier is the player penalised yet again. Henry Thomas taking his time on getting back up to his fleet here, but it's been untidy in the set throughout the whole of this first half.
And not a good picture on the other side. Not a good picture with your arm. I'll give him some feedback, but if he's going to speak to me, I'll just leave it and we'll penalise him. If he goes underneeth and pulls down, then it's an issue. But twice in a row, yeah, but I'll just watch the other side on the screen.
Chris Rolshaw just coming across to have a little clarification there from Matthew Carley. Reece Priestland, well, he put the ball in about the right place just moments ago from the kickoff. Can he do the same again? Finds touch, not quite as far as the drop kick managed, but touch is found on this occasion. It'll be a line out to Bath just on the edge of the Quins 22, and a fine attacking platform to build from. Line-out ball collected in the air by Paul Grant. The maul is formed now. Tom Dunn knows he cannot afford to be turned over as he was. The penalty is being played though. Advantage here, Jonathan Joseph. Ball spilled forwards, they will come back for the penalty now. Interesting decision-making time here for Bath. They've got so much time on the clock. Will they chip into the corner? 3 minutes to go, or will they go for goal? Well, the answer is they're going to go for the corner. Flat drilled kick right into the corner. 5-metre line out. Bath put in here. Line out has looked pretty solid so far. Not the time here for Tom Dunn to miss his man. Goes to the front where Francois Lowe scampered through and collected the ball. Nicely set here for Bath. Stoop picks up. Thomas. Off again. Dunn. Going low. Driven forward by Francois Lowe. Manages to wriggle another half-yard forwards there. Picked up by Atwood. Set for Lowe. Alia in with a huge tackle there on the open side. Zach Mercer marshals the troops, picks and goes himself, drives in Lowe. Trying to get over the ball there. Simmons. Too high a pass there for Tom Dunn, who's tackled. Nathan Catt on this occasion. Zach Mercer piles over, Bath keep it tight. Composure needed here from the forwards, who are managing to protect this ball well and edge up towards that post. Alia flies in with another challenge. Elliot Stook has it.
2, step back, 2. Let go, thank you.
Mercer
no hands.
Wriggles round the outside. Chudley pops the ball up into Dunn's hands. Horwell's there with the tackle this time. Once again, Harlequins digging deep in defence. Grant repelled. Chudley fires up to Stook, lines his way up and then his poleaxe to the ground. Chudley, Mercer trying to use that excellent strength of his to wriggle forwards. Glynn made the tackle, little darting run by Chudley. Chudley can't find a way through. No gaps there for the scrum half. Bath do manage to come up with the ball once again. Dunn. Yet another phase goes the way of those in blue, black and white. Chudley looking for it. He's pulled in. Stook round that flank once again. Boyce with yet another tackle. Another pick and go from Bath. Just half a yard short of the line. The forwards feel that they have it. Harlequins battered and bruised just before the break here. The clock is going to go red. Ball is out. Lowe dives for the line. Chudley. Penalty coming for Bath this time. They drive just short. Dunn. Another pick and go. This time surely over. Try is scored. Nathan Catt, the man with the touchdown. Bath have their second as the clock goes red. And they bring themselves right back once again. Nathan Catt went over against the Tigers earlier on this season, back in December, and he goes over here at the Rec to give Bath their second try of the afternoon and a crucial score just on the stroke of half-time. Time and again, Quins' defence held firm. In the end, though, Nathan Catt managing to wriggle his way over, picking up a little bit of the line on his quiff as well. Reece Priestland, just the one miss to his name so far. Came from out on this touchline, but he was right on the touchline when he missed. This time he overcompensates and drags it wide of the near post. So 2 missed conversion chances, which would have put a very different complexion on the score at the interval. As it is, after 14 unanswered points from Quins early on, Todd Blackadder, no wonder he's smiling, because his team are right back in this. Quins are leading, but only by 5 at the break. The score, Bath 16, Harlequins 21. Well, nervous times up in that box in that opening 40 minutes, but there were some signs that Bath are on their way back. Bruce Craig will certainly be hopeful that his team can complete the turnaround. 14 unanswered points in the opening 12 minutes here, but Bath found a way back. And although Quins ran in a 3rd try through Alex Dombrandt, arguably the try of that half, Bath scored late on, and there's 5 points between the 2 teams at the interval. Bruce Priestley's getting us back underway here at the Rec for what promises to be a very exciting second 40. Glynn takes the ball into contact, and Lewis introduced in just the 13th minute when Charlie Mulcrone had to go off with like a very nasty looking injury. Mulcrone is back pitch side, so he's been given the once over. Won't be able to play another part in this game, but he is at least not having to go to hospital to receive treatment. Lewis with a decent kick. Ball collected. Change made in the back row. For Bath, Miles Reed, academy player, coming on in place of Francois Lowe. Henry Thomas taking that ball into contact with Simmons. Little jink back across from the now slightly skunk-haired Nathan Catt due to that bit of whitewash he picked up and going over to score the try for Bath at the interval. Ball lost forwards there by Harlequins in the air, and in a very similar fashion to with which we saw the first half start, but in reverse. Dombrandt loses it forward on that occasion, wants to look up at the board to see a replay of it. Can't really have too much of an argument with that, and our new man Miles Reed, clad in the number 20 shirt for Bath, going down on the ball. Just his 2nd appearance of the season. Made his debut for Bath against Newcastle Falcons last season in the Anglo-Welsh Cup. 2nd appearance off the bench in the Gallagher Premiership this term. James Hall receiving some treatment there for Quins. Well, in the set scrummage, very little has been particularly good to watch, you would have to say, in the opening 40 minutes in that set scrum. Paul Gustard looking on. I'm sure there will have been some powerful words said at the interval. Well, not on his side of the slip, but it's a free kick given to Bath. Zach Mercer collects the ball and just walks over Dave Lewis up to the edge of the 22. Ball collected again. Henry Thomas takes it into that 22. Chudley goes. Ball carried forward by Tom Dunn, not taken down properly. Dunn's back up on his feet, up against his opposite number, Elia. Ball goes loose. It was ripped backwards by Harlequins, says Matthew Carley, and so they turn it over. And penalty then, one back by Bath as it's held on to by Elia. Very untidy play from both teams there. The result is a penalty to Bath. Nigh on in front of the posts. Opportunity to bring play back here. And great work from Miles Reed. Furiously in at the breakdown. Well, Tom Dunn had the ball there. That ball then ripped away, popped up into Elia. And it was Miles Reed who was in there over the ball very quickly and not cleared out. Reece Priestland adds 3. Bath with the opening points of the second half here at the Rec. 2 points the difference in score. Bath 19, Harlequins 21. Start from Lang. Ball 1 in the air. Well, that was a stickling restart again from Lang, who really has been on the money from the halfway line in this match so far.
Use it. Taken in.
Chudley
Hold that, Bath, hold 3.
Priestland, who fires it downfield, where the ball is collected there by Mike Brown. Brown trying to run across that defensive line, but can find no way through. Really only touched the ball with any purpose in the first half 3 times, and was incredibly creative on every occasion. That ball won by Marchant in the air, but then lost forwards. Freddie Burns went up for the challenge and has come off worst.
Time off.
Bath will have the ball, and Freddie Burns doing just enough when challenging for the ball in the air there up against Joe Marchant to result in the player losing it forwards, but a 50-50 challenge that Burns didn't bounce off. Tom Homer sitting on the bench, a possibility as a change, and just trotted back in from warming up down in the dead ball line area. Burns is back up on his feet, hand goes out. Looks as though he's going to hobble on for the time being. Bath will have the put in at the scrummage. Joe Marler prowling up and down the top side. How long before we see his introduction here? Mercer taking his eye off the ball. Bath continuing to push on. Advantage being played. Priestland, little dummy there in midfield. Lovely handling. Kupavuna comes into the line. The advantage is over. Freddie Burns couldn't kick it over the top, but he does come back up with the ball before the ball is then knocked out of his hands by Mike Brown. Bath ceding that opportunity to make some serious attacking inroads into Quins' territory. Quins turning the ball over, and now they can bring it clear. Dombrand trying to press down that accelerator.
Use it!
There's Lewis. Chris Robshaw grounds to a halt.
Now use the ball, it's taken in. No, not yet.
There's Lewis. Here's up to halfway where Priestland was waiting for it. Chudley helps it on its way again. Here goes Miles Reed. In spite of what looks like a fairly small stature, weighs in at 105 kilos and has plenty of strength. Tom Dunn up to that 10-metre line. Jamie Roberts was in support, but that ball is lost forward in the tackle. And Bath cough up possession once again. Well, after patrolling that touchline for the last 5 minutes or so, Joe Marler is to be introduced. Lewis Boyce making way for him. So Lewis Boyce will be playing his rugby down here in the southwest next season. Joe Marler retaining his position at Quins. Tom Homer has come on. Freddie Burns applauds the Bath faithful as he makes his way onto the bench. Not recovering from that collision with Joe Marchant. Tom Homer so far this season. 3 tries in his 7 appearances in the Gallagher Premiership. It's the first time he's come off the bench.
Set. Yeah, no worries.
Joe Marler looking to employ his abilities here in the set to get Quins
Let's go
on
back to the
top.
height from the last scrum, please. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Goes down on this near side. Penalty given against Nathan Catt.
Number 1, hinge on the far side, number 1. No.
Shakes his head. Looks incredulous. James Lang has the opportunity here to launch Harlequins down into Bath territory.
Stay there.
Elia goes in, but it's a good contest there from outwards to come up with the ball, and Chudley dances around a couple of tacklers coming through. Atwood, he wasn't the most sympathetic of passes to Mercer, but he manages to deal with it well. Now Tom Dunn takes it into the contact there, up towards halfway. Priestland keeps it in hand. Jamie Roberts, Jonathan Joseph, ball come its way to Grant, and then dancing back inside comes Cooper Boona. Chudley, flat pass into Atwood. Good tackle from Marler. Dombrandt, second man in, wasn't allowed to go for that. Jamie Roberts helps it on its way. Tom Homer accelerates through that gap. Brilliantly done by Homer. Suddenly realised that he was up against a very flat-footed defensive line. Paul Grant looking for support as Bath get onto that front foot once again. Priestland. Joseph, flat pass into Mercer. Mercer dummies round 1, still wriggles away, manages to hold off the tackle of Dombrandt and gets into the 22. Chudley. Here's Jamie Roberts. Good tackle, and the penalty will be given because the ball was ripped after the tackle had been completed, and Simmons penalised.
Let me have a look. All ripped on the floor, tackle complete.
Tom Homer cutting inside Ben Tapoy there. It was good covering tackle from Simmons. But then here, Jamie Roberts taken to ground, and then the ball ripped away after
Last scrum, Morgan.
the tackle had been made.
Last scrum. Yeah, okay, no worries. Pulls him on the floor, yeah? Just pulls him straight to the floor.
And Simmons, the penalised player, brings Priestland with the opportunity for the very first time in this game to put Bath into the lead. Missed a couple so far this afternoon. He's kicked the ones that have really counted though, and Bath into the lead for the very first time this afternoon. 50 minutes played. It's Bath 22, Quins 21. Another change to be made by Harlequins. Jack Clifford on in place of Ben Glynn. So Marler and Clifford, two of strongest players for Harlequins so far this season, as that ball does manage to go 10. Ball knocked forward though by Harlequins, and Stook leads the charge for Bath, who are rampaging at the moment. Priestland, Jonathan Joseph just nudges it in behind the defence. Mike Brown has to be across to get that one. Zach Mercer's there to make the tackle and then drive in backwards. for it. Will Collier takes it into the contact where Nathan Catt tries to rip it away. Marler.
It's fine, not with your hands. Use it, Quins!
Simmons' ball slowly rolled back, and Lewis now can hoist that up and under. Tom Homer realises he's got to go after it, but Jack Clifford was up very well indeed there to win it back for Quins, and another chip over the top because the fullback's not at home, and Rick Priestland needs to scamper back with Nathan Earl putting plenty of pressure upon him. Mercer is back there as well, and the penalty awarded against Bath there. Will Chudley is penalised. Bath should never have let that happen. They had more players back there than Harlequins had coming forwards. Quins' intention is clear. Lang is going to chip to the corner. Remember, Quins already have 3 tries. James Lang, why didn't he just nudge that one into the corner? Looks as though he's pulled something in his leg. Harlequins. On the shortened line, Horwell collects easily, and the maul is formed.
Ball is at the front. One stop.
Quins will have to look to use this. Start to get a bit more forward traction and then peel away at the front. Ball is held up. Comes backwards, Lewis. Alia burrows in. Quins want to send it out. They know they've got numbers. It is not forwards by Harlequins. And Bath will have the put-in. Henry Thomas is the player. Bath surviving there. Ball had come out. As soon as it's kicked back in, that means it's gone forwards. And Harlequins penalised.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, time off. Okay, yeah.
That's him, not me.
Time is on. Let's go. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Important to keep this scrummage solid. From a Bath perspective, picked up by Zach Mercer. Brings it away and manages to get a couple of very useful yards there. Chudley.
Use it!
Under pressure. Fired back to Priestland.
Henry!
And Reece Priestland has found a fantastic touch. Play cleared right the way up to halfway. And that will give his forwards and all of those players clad in black, blue and white a monumental lift.
Yeah, don't step inside though. Fine. Stay there, Dave.
And Alia misses his man, picked up by Catt at the back. Delayed giving that ball out to Dunn. Atwood, lovely hands into the path of Mercer. In the midfield, Chudley again. Priestland, Jamie Roberts Well done. Jonathan Joseph ships it to Priestland. Priestland gets it out to Homer. Homer, little chip over the top. Can McConaughey make it? Nathan Earl comes back. The ball skips awkwardly. It's touched down by McConaughey. Did he get downward pressure or not? I think he did. Matthew Carley will go upstairs and take a long look at this.
No,
Try yes or no. Okay.
The question is try yes or no. It's Rory McConaughey's extraordinary season to continue. Nathan Earl, confused by the bounce, arm out, well in front. Downward pressure. Is he in control of the ball is the question, and I think
easy.
it may not be. Well, the first angle looked promising for both fans.
Yeah, he doesn't ground the ball, so it's a knock on, a scrum 5, Quins ball.
Okay, knock on.
The next two
by Blue,
looked
in goal.
less promising.
No try.
It is no try. It is the right decision.
So it's a
Not
scrum.
forward. So Harlequins will have the put in, but 5 metres from their line.
Now, well, I'll come over if you promise to do the same. Don't take the angle on the outside, okay? No, you held good. That's good. I am, yeah.
Well, you see them given some weeks and not others. That kick confusing Earl. A great reach from Rory McConaughey, but just not quite in control of that ball as he reached for it. But still, Bath are camped inside the Quins 22. The sun shines through over the Royal Mile.
The first two might have been caused by you, so we'll give them the benefit, all right? Someone said 3 times. Okay, that's all right. Get it right.
Easy.
I try, but I don't want to do that high squeaky thing.
Big scrum, come on.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Heavy pressure
Stay up!
applied.
Both of you, stay up! Ball away.
Ball comes out from Don Brandt, who gets it to Tapwhite.
He's off his feet. Now back foot. Stay.
Dave Lewis. Quins trying to work this one out of defence. So important.
Use
the next
it!
5 minutes for the visitors. And get away unscathed.
Seconds onside.
We will be delighted. Lewis finds touch, but it will be a Bath line out just outside of the 22. And the roar rings around the wreck once more.
Stay there, Chris.
Stick collects the ball. Dunn smuggles it off the front. Bath making some good progress there on the far side of the pitch. Hallway will have to come out now. Chudley able to break dummies and goes himself. Support comes in. Priestland getting over the ball.
Still in the tackle.
Mercer is there. Thomas loads it up to Cat.
Ball out.
Thomas again. Carried in there by Atwood, who's eventually pulled to the ground by Elia. Paul Grant to Zach Mercer. Mercer, phenomenal power shown once again. Jamie Roberts, the battering ram up the middle. Chudley shunts them out the way. Priestland checks back inside. Can't get through Don Brandt. Does manage to wriggle through the legs of Don Brandt.
Falling on the floor.
But penalised for crawling on the floor.
Away from the player who was on his feet to compete the ball to get forward. Crawling. Not now.
Quins have this chance then.
Yeah, about there.
To exit.
Yes, right, we're playing.
Harlequins to make another change in just a moment's time, but first of all, clear. Lang, good touch. George Merrick makes his way on for Matt Simmons. And we'll have just over a quarter of the game to play here. Matt Simmons, 152 tackles coming into this one. He certainly upped that throughout the encounter as Don Brandt has control of the ball outward, looks to try and spoil it. Lewis hoists that one up in the air. Cooper Booner comes through on it, but it's Tom Dunn who comes up with it. Crucial take from the Bath hooker, Cat. Dodges back inside. Pumped on its way again. Mercer delays that pass, and then when he does eventually offload it to McConaughey, the winger wasn't ready and knocks it forwards. So, a change of the entire front row for Bath. Ross Batty, Anthony Berenice, but most notably the man in the number 17 shirt. Beno Abano has been out for 9 months. He managed to fight his way into England recognition when his knee was obliterated. He returns to the brick. He'll be pumped up, and now with an opportunity to show just what he can do for the concluding 20 minutes in this one. Bath leading by 1.
See the last scrum? Okay. It's good. Stay nice and high. Yeah, I know.
Immediately
again, please, Quins.
Into the fray. James Dyson put into the out the 3 new players who've just come onto the field of play.
Fine. Set.
Lewis, Tapuai, to try and make some ground up against his former employers. Ball hooked along the line. Don Brandt using Clifford. Once again, Harlequins finding it hard to break through, and Horwell actually sent backwards by Mercer. Lewis to Robshaw. Good hit from Miles Reed.
No 20!
Looking for his options. One is Mike Brown. And Brown puts boots to ball. McConaughey underneath it, manages to hold off Jack Clifford, but Clifford reels him back in.
Let him go.
Chudley Reed, Atwood, fine tackle, but manages to pop it up off the floor to Stook. Chudley again, Jonathan Joseph.
Thanks, guys. Up you go now.
Atwood. Priestland. Tom Homo is charged down though. Don Brandt. Jonathan Joseph hit the ball, kicked out of his hands. Don Brandt flicked it back inside. If Horwell had taken that, it was a certain try.
No, Quins, knock on advantage.
Bath have the advantage. Grant runs it out of defence. McConaughey.
Still there.
And the advantage still being played here.
Stay on.
Ball kicked out there, and that'll be another penalty. What an opportunity that was.
Well, you're happy to play a knock-on advantage there?
Joseph losing the ball there. Don Brandt managing to collect it and bring it on, and then somehow flicking that pass back inside, but Horwell couldn't quite get on the end of it. Touch found, up by halfway once again. Ross Batty spent the last 10 minutes of the warm-up throwing at the crossbar and picks out his man Grant expertly well. Batty put back inside here for McConaughey. McConaughey through the tackle. McConaughey straightens. He has lightning speed. McConaughey, it's away. Looks up for the support. Pumps it into the hands of Batty. Bath have their third try and a cushion as well. A brilliant covering tackle from Mike Brown to deny the flying winger Rory McConaughey, but the damage was done. The support was there from Batty, and Bath stretched their lead. And it was Batty who sent McConaughey in motion with that beautiful ball back inside.
I was worried I was going to be the obstruction, to be honest.
Mike Brown made the tackle, but by that stage, it just needed there to be one Bath supporting player. And the celebration. Had a disappointing season so far, Ross Batty. Just the 4 appearances off the bench. This is the 5th. Red carded the last time he ran out up against the Worcester Warriors. Change has been made by Harlequins in the meantime. Marcus Smith has been brought on in place of James Lang. This an important kick though, as far as Bath are concerned. Currently 6 points ahead. This makes them 2 scores in the lead. And Reece Priestland ensures that they do have that cushion. 29 points to 21. The front row up to 60 minutes. Sitting on the bench and admiring one of the additions in the new front row. Ross Batty going over for try number 3. Marcus Smith with the restart. Harlequins yet to score in this second period. Beno Obano, and this is what he's famed for, the collisions.
No. Use it!
Chudley has the ball. Wedges it up into the air where Mike Brown collects and is taken down by Cooper Vuna. Dave Lewis flicks it into Alia. There's a little bit of extra propulsion from Don Brandt. Rob Shaw. Galloping tackle, that one from Cooper Vuna. Ross Batty coming around the outside. Penalty will be given against Cooper Vuna. Success for touch from Marcus Smith.
Timing, okay guys, timing. Taken down at the front, that's right.
Another change made by Quins. Francis Saili coming on in place of Ben Tapuai, and immediately Saili involved.
Let him go, tackle, let it go!
Driven backwards.
Thank you, ball available.
Miles Reed has had an eye-catching performance so far. Rob Shaw ducked that shoulder in, had Marler in support. Here's Marcus Smith, can he create anything? And remember just how strongly Quins finished against Bath back at the Stoop, as Saili throws that one a little bit behind Earl to give him extra work to do. Marchant was in support. Harlequins with a rare opportunity to use ball up in Bath's half at the moment in this second half. Lewis, Smith, pass into Rob Shaw, who's tackled with real purpose there. Smith delays that pass, runs round the outside, flicks it into the path of Chisholm, dances back, round 1, round 2, has support, gets it to Brown. couldn't feed the ball back inside, but Lewis has it. Horwell goes searching. Ball into the hands of Nathan Earl this time. Saili stands over it. Aliyah has it, but then driven backwards by Zach Mercer. Through the middle, Merrick brought to a standstill. Marler will go round the far side, keeping it tight by the fringes. Pick and go from Merrick. Chudley saw half an opportunity to turn that one over. He's well cleared out. Robshaw driven backwards. Aliyah forgot about the ball that time, and Chudley came flying through on it. Bath have turned this one over, and they have the ball as well. Hugely pumped Will Chudley. That ball lost there at the back of the hand by Aliyah, and Chudley spotted it, fell on it.
Time off.
Dave Ward introduced to the fray for the final moments here as Aliyah makes way. Marcus Smith there trying to open up that defence and successfully feeding it out to Ross Chisholm into Mike Brown. What it needed was a player just to come inside on his shoulder.
Let's go. Here we are. See the last scrum? Same again, yeah? Last two, actually. Nice and square, okay? Same as the last one.
Ross Batty, Benny Mabano and Anthony Perenise. Backing down against Will Collier, Dave Ward and Joe Marler.
Bind. Set.
Comes back.
Use it.
Chudley goes to find it. Reece
Hold
Priestland.
6 and 8. Stop. Thank you.
Once again, an incredible touch found by the Bath man. Takes play almost up to halfway. In fact, just up and beyond halfway. Once again.
Okay, time off. Will.
So Will Chudley, who has had a quite outstanding performance at scrum half for Bath, makes way for the final 10 minutes for Khan Fotuali'i. His season has been beset by injury troubles, Fotuali'i, but about as good a closer as you could wish for. So barks some orders at his line. Dave Ward picks out Horwell. Lewis to Saili, trying to get Quins on that front foot inside this closing 10 minutes. Ball shipped out again. Dombrand. Lewis, Smith, and now Saili slides around the outside, somehow manages to find it back inside. It's off the knee for Mike Brown. Mike Brown ships it back inside. Great supporting play, making it to the line. The try is scored. Enough power from Marchant to score his second of the afternoon and give Quins a try bonus.
From the inside
if the ball did just come off Mike Brown's knee, as is being suggested.
And then we think we're quite happy with the grounder, but we'll just check it anyway.
Okay.
Smith into Saili. Saili cutting back inside, and it was to see whether Mike Brown takes this off the knee or the hand. Oh. It looks as though it could have a bit of hand in there, and he certainly looked back, which would question whether Mike Brown feels whether it did touch
Matthew,
the knee.
yeah, I'm happy. You can award the try.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
On the out here, Marcus.
It's given us a try though.
Other side of the 5. Yeah, that's fine. We're spending too much time with him.
Marcus Smith. 8.5 minutes to go. Conversion is missed, so it remains 3 points difference. Joe Marchant with his second try of the afternoon. Josh Ibuanoka comes on for Will Collier. Bath restart, 29 points to 26 they lead as Ross Chisholm comes up with it. Levi Douglas on for Bath in place of Paul Grant in the back row. Clifford looking to fight his way through.
Take it in. Hold in front, hold.
Ball pumped up in the air. Saili is looking for it. In the end, Priestland allowed it to bounce, but he did have a rather fortuitous bounce and comes up with the ball, but over the top goes Mike Brown, and it's not released by Reece Priestland, and Bath put themselves under pressure once again. How often this season have we seen them do this?
Usually we'll pick it up and it's clear foul play. We're not stopping to look, I'm sorry, if we've missed something, we've missed something. Yeah. Even seen you going as well.
Touch is foul. Just outside of the Bath 22, Mike Brown.
Step out, guys.
Superb.
We'll get the numbers.
Dave Ward's over the top where Don Brandt has it and feeds it back inside for Nathan Earl. Flattened by Levi Douglas, but a lovely ball back inside there for Dave Ward from Joe Marler. Quinn suddenly ratcheting up the gears. Smith. Oh, and then lost forwards by Saili. So Bath have the advantage here, but they also have no one at home. Joe Marchant scampering back to fill in with Mike Brown. Beno Abano, his show and go as the ball is taken outside of the 22. Fotu Alihi.
Ball is out. Okay, the ball's sitting out. You need to be really careful. You've got a knock-on advantage. Scrum.
He will be back for the Bath scrum from the Saili knock-on.
Outside, would he? Just remember, if the ball is out, don't smash it with the end on the ball. Yeah.
Almost inside the final 5 minutes here at the Rec. Bath 29, Harlequins 26.
Same again, guys, same again. Crouch!
Floodlights on here at the Rec.
Bye! Set!
Fotu Alihi.
Ball is out.
Eventually shoots out, and here's Jonathan Joseph in a bit of trouble. Tom Homer lines up what he has to do before putting the shoulder down and getting round the outside and making a little bit of ground. Zach Mercer carrying it back into contact against Dombrand. Fotu Alihi comes to that short side where Joseph looks to wriggle forwards, manages to take play up to the 10-metre line, but
he's on his feet, you pulled him to the ground.
Bath turned over again. Now, what is the decision to be here? Imagine it's in range. Rob Shaw and Horwell in conversation. Marcus Smith is being told to go for goal.
Yeah, what are you doing, guys? Touch. Yeah.
No, he's not being told to go for goal. He's being told to kick to the corner. And
He's
it's
in
a
a great
fine
position,
touch.
and your man comes in and almost gets him a headlock and pulls him to the ground. On the line. On the line. 19. Come on.
Dave Ward must hit his man. Does hit his man. Horwell has it.
Stop. We'll do the line out again. No, stop. No. You must bring him straight down to the ground. You have to time it. We'll make it fair. We'll just do it again. Come on. We'll play the line out again. Timing, please, gents. He must be on the floor. No holding him up, please, Quins. You must bring him straight down once he's got the ball.
Crucial moment seized as the clock continues to tick on towards the last 3 minutes. Challenging in the air, Stoop goes up for it. Bath have come up with the ball. Dave Lewis came round. Now, did he get for it?
Husey.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look.
I've got the number 9 from Quins coming round, and I think he clearly gets a hand on the ball when it's over the line. I think we just need to see where he starts from, whether he's onside before the ball goes over the line.
Question is here whether Dave Lewis was onside or not, but potentially he's managed to sneak in and score a try. Matthew Carley runs right the way up to the far end.
The ball is over the line when he puts it down. So if there's no clear, you need clear evidence that he's offside.
Which he's not there. He's
Yeah, that's
there.
fine.
He's behind the back foot. Then he goes. So we just need. Have we got one from behind just to see it? Did you say you saw it clearly on the line?
Yeah, I saw the ball on the line, and I saw him get downward pressure to put the ball down.
Right, we'll just have a look. It's coming now on Zed, yeah.
Well, by the looks of that, Dave Lewis is not in an offside position. So
there,
the
the
question
ball's on
there
the line.
is
Here
whether
he comes, and he puts the ball down. Has the Bath player got his hands on the ball when it's over the line? I don't think he does.
Question is here. He hasn't got the ball.
Yeah, he doesn't touch it down.
Yeah,
So
From view there, he doesn't actually touch it down.
the
Bath have
Bath
taken
player-
it over the
So
line
it's a 5-metre scrum.
to Quins.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 5-metre
No
scrum
try.
for Quins.
The Bath player has the ball, so he's put it down over the line. The Bath player has the ball, so they've taken it in goal, and he's placed it down before Dave puts his hand on the ball. It's a 5-metre scrum.
So Harlequins will have
No
the
try,
put in.
5-metre scrum.
It's
No,
no
I thought he won
try,
the ball.
but
No.
he's a great attacking position, this, for Harlequins.
Taken back in by Bath, placed down 5-metre scrum. So your player had his hands on the ball as it comes over the line, and he never took his hands off the ball. You've taken it in. It's a Quins scrum. Sorry. No, I thought you won the ball. We can't check that. Scrum. Can't check. Because it's from a line. We can't check.
As ever, a tense finish here at the Rec. Can Bath hold on?
Those in glass houses.
Just under 3 minutes remaining. Quins kicks to the corner moments ago.
There is no ruck.
Bath won the line out. However, they've taken the ball back over their own line and touched it down. It is a put in. At the scrummage for Harlequins. Big smiles for Beno Abano.
Still had his hands on the ball when you pressed it down.
Jack Clifford chatting away to him.
Time up. Crouch! Bind! Time off. Time off. Let's just hold the weight back. Hold the weight.
Control of this scrummage for the entire
Are
game.
you guys happy here, or do you want to move?
No, we'll go anywhere. No worries.
You want to move? No, they're happy here. We'll go in.
Here we go, Joshy. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Here we are.
Frustrating
Need you
wait
both to
here.
agree. Yeah, left and right. Thank you. That's right. You're right. Stay there. You're all right.
Seconds!
Todd Blackadder's man never make it easy for him at home. He's had some nervous finishes across his tenure here at the Rec. This yet another one. All in from Lewis. Bath managed to get that rumbling round, and Don Brandt taken to ground. Bath applying the pressure. Quins desperate to get this back. Ibwanopke picks and goes, tackled by Levi Douglas.
Stay back.
Quins will have it again. Needs to be used. How patient can they be? What composure can they show? Dave Lewis waits for it. Picked up by Merrick. Tackle made by Levi Douglas again.
No, let it go.
Clifford smuggles the ball back. Ibwanopke picks and goes with Marler at his side this time. Don Brandt going over it. Dave Ward waits for it, pops it out to Rob Shaw. He's tackled. Ball going cross-field. Picked up by Ibwanopke. Can he manage to get this ripped away? Fotu Ali was there. Penalty won by Bath. Khan Fotu Ali winning the ball. An immense moment for Todd Blackadder's charges. The time goes off with 50 seconds remaining here.
Time off. If you're going for goal, yeah, it's going to be a genuine attempt. No, it must be a genuine attempt to kick for goal.
James Dyson,
Well,
Bruce Craig up on their feet.
We make YouTube.
Reece Priestland was just having a conversation with Matthew Carley about whether he could have an attempt at goal and kick the ball straight into touch, but he's been told that no, it has to be a genuine one straight at goal, so that's gone off the agenda, and Reece Priestland will kick to touch, which he finds. Now Bath need to ensure that they can win the ball from the line out and then hold on to possession for 40 seconds before dispatching it into touch. Elliot Stook with the final words. One final effort required by the home team. An immense defensive shift put in just moments ago to deny Harlequins. Now they need to maintain that 100% line-out record, but they haven't. The ball is knocked backwards by Harlequins, who've come up with it.
Stay back.
Quins have the ball and have possession with Don Brandt striding towards their 22. Marcus Smith looking to unlock the door, very nearly through. Offloads into the hands of Saili. Saili half away, feeds back inside to Dave Ward. Dave Ward now 5 metres short of the line. Harlequins going for victory and glory here at the Rec. The clock goes red. The next time it's dead, it's all over. Marler held up. Bath's defensive unit once again will be stretched. Saili flings it out wide. Nathan Earl goes for the corner. Earl to score and win it for Quins. Unbelievable finish here at the Rec. And for the second time in a week, Bath defeated at the death. Nathan Earl going over for his 8th try of the season, brilliantly finished. It will be his best return ever, no matter what now. The same for Marchant, who's had a brace today, and the celebrations go on down on the Quins bench.
Easy.
Saili flinging the ball out wide. Nathan Earl finishing in style. Marcus Smith sees his conversion, clip the post and go wide, but it matters not. It's a bonus point win for Quins. They increase their stranglehold on third position at the top of the table.